Hello, everyone. My name is Stephen Mead with Domicile Real Estate. I am an architectural and unique home expert here in Southern California. Today, we're standing out front of a Cliff May home in the Ranchos in Long Beach. Now, these homes in particular are near and dear to my heart, as I actually lived in the Cliff May home for about 10 years. They are a super cool opportunity to experience California living at a reasonable price. So I'm excited to take you through it. Let's get started. One of the first things I want to talk about is actually involves the front of the house. So this home is located in something called the Planned Development District in the city of Long Beach. And that means it has some special zoning rules. One of those special zoning rules is that you're not allowed to build a second story in this neighborhood. So any of the two-story homes are the only ones we're going to see. But the other thing that's very important before we even head in the home is that you have revised setbacks. So if you look down the street, you might notice that some homes have courtyard walls that are quite a bit closer. There is actually only a 5-foot setback requirement to this home. So that means you too could also reclaim much of this front yard space as an interior courtyard, or at least as a courtyard that was protected from the street. Let's go ahead and head inside and take a look, and you'll understand why that's important. So this home is priced just over $1 million, and it does have some additions. But it also has a lot of items which are original. So this space that we are stepping into, believe it or not, this is actually an addition. This was added on by a previous owner at some point in time, but they did a lot of things in here that you really want to see. So number one, you can see that we've used some original windows and doors. Both sides of this, we've got clear story glass up above, and we have a ceiling detail that almost exactly matches the original house. And these are the kinds of things that make a huge difference when determining whether an addition actually adds value to a home or whether it subtracts value. So originally, this home probably would have been about a little over 1,100 square feet. By the way, this is such a great view. This room is about 20 by 20 for anybody keeping track, maybe 22 by 22. It was originally just over 1,100 square feet, but with this addition, the assessor is showing us at just under 1,650 square feet. Now, if you talk to a lot of people about Cliff May homes, that's probably the number one complaint, is that they were built in a time when homes were smaller. Today's living arrangements do tend to require larger spaces. So what we're entering here is this is the original home here. So this is the original living room, dining room, and kitchen combination. But I want to point out something. You'll notice the ceiling detail in here is almost exactly identical to the ceiling detail into the addition. It looks like it could have been built by the same original builder. And I think that's really something that you do want to see when you're purchasing a home. Now, you might notice we've got some green carpeting in here. We've got some elements that I'm going to show you in the kitchen that are definitely a bit dated, but this home is really a unique opportunity to get into a neighborhood at a reasonable price. We've got the original birch paneling. It has been restained a little bit of a darker color than the original color, and you'll see this is on this back wall. And in these homes, this is where the main utilities are. They're actually in the center of the house. We've got our water heater here. And then we've also got over on the side here, we've got a forced air furnace. Now, this home was built in 1953. I'll show you that in here. In fact, it's a newer unit with air conditioning. This home was built in 1953, which makes it an earlier Cliff May home. And one of the things that sort of is the hallmark of these earlier homes is that they have this beautiful tongue and groove ceiling instead of a ceiling material called Celotex. Now, technically, Celotex has better insulating qualities, but I don't think it's as aesthetically pleasing. We've got a lot of wallpaper here. We actually have 2 fireplaces in this house. And again, this is some of that birch paneling. So in the original floor plan, if we're standing here, this would be a combination living room and dining room space over here. I'm going to take you through the kitchen, and then I want to have a little bit of a discussion about values in this neighborhood and why I think this is a unique opportunity. So this kitchen, especially this back wall, this is the original cabinetry for this home. It has been restained. It was birch cabinetry, and actually it's in pretty good shape. We've got a countertop that I think looks like, I'm going to say maybe mid to late 70s, judging by the color scheme. We've got a dishmaster, something I haven't seen in decades in a home. And then this is probably the first iteration of the kitchen design. So one of the things that Cliff May did was he constantly refined these homes as he built them through the phases. So this is an early phase kitchen design where it's got this wall of glass. Now, in the original plan, there actually was a space for an eating area over here in this little area here. Now, as you can see, they've added a trash compactor. Again, this is telling me late 70s. And then they kind of reconfigured this space here with this sort of like little oven and pantry nook. And then the space for the refrigerator is actually over here. Now, if you're looking at this, you might be find this a little bit daunting, and it looks like a huge project. But I want to spin the camera around and I want to talk about values and why I think a home like this is a great opportunity. Okay, so if you follow Cliff May Homes, and chances are if you're watching this video, you've definitely heard of Cliff May before. You've probably looked at a couple of Cliff May homes. We're in the Rancho's neighborhood in Long Beach. This is the largest Cliff May neighborhood that was built. So across the country, it's estimated that Cliff May built about 10,000 homes. And he wasn't actually the builder. He partnered with local builders, but Cliff May designed homes. There's about 10,000 across the country. This neighborhood, the Long Beach Ranchos, is the largest of those neighborhoods with over 700 homes built. So you really have a sense of community here, and that's done wonders for the values in this community. Unfortunately, if you are a buyer and you're hoping to get into this community, that makes it a bit tricky, because you'll notice one of the things about this neighborhood that is unique, and maybe not necessarily unique in architectural homes, is that the spread between properties that need a little bit of work and the properties that look like they came out of a magazine is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you buy a home like this home is priced, as of this filming, we're at $1,125,000. I do have a feeling it's probably going to go for more than that. But you'll notice homes in this size range that have been enlarged sensitively. And what I mean by sensitively meaning is that the addition makes sense from a functional standpoint and it matches the home from an aesthetic standpoint. I think we're finding those homes that are in that like 1,600 square foot range, they are going for $1.6 to $1.8 million, right? So there's a lot of work you can do to this home. I think this is a great opportunity for somebody who wants to put in the sweat equity, who wants a home that they can move into that is, to be honest, not in terrible condition, right? I think a lot of the things this home needs are DIY friendly or limited contractor friendly items, but you're going to be able to move in and get in on the ground floor of this neighborhood and have a lot of potential built-in equity later. So to me, that's the best part of this home, is that it's got these great bones and a lot of potential to be one of these more expensive homes in the neighborhood. Anyhow, let's continue with the tour. All right, so almost every Cliff May floor plan is designed pretty similarly. So you've got this main living area like this, and then you've got a secondary bedroom wing. So I'm going to take you across to that secondary bedroom wing. You will almost always have a bathroom like this through here. Sorry, we don't have our lights on here, and I don't see where the switch is, but you can kind of get an idea on that side. There's not huge bathrooms. Crazy wallpaper, by the way. You've got this secondary bedroom here, which was always my favorite. This is where I had my office in mind. You've got windows on this side, and then you've also got, again, beautiful ceilings, clear story windows. And what they've done here is, normally this would have been a full height window. And what they've done is replaced it with a slider. I think I would go back to a set of the double doors going out. And then here, this is actually glass. It's frosted glass that separates the two bedrooms. And in this case, it's simply been painted. So I think you can actually go back to that original frosted glass, which is a super cool look. So if we're going into the second bedroom, And this is something else I love about Cliff May homes is even the secondary bedrooms, they both have their own distinct feel to them. We've got, again, clear story glass, and we've got a closet here that kind of formulates the border between the two bedrooms. And then up above and on the side, this is the other side of that frosted glass that has been painted. Here they've also replaced this full height window with a sliding glass door. I would actually, again, go back and probably change that back into a full height window or a set of the Cliff May double doors. We've got a built-in pantry here or linen closet. That actually is, again, the original birch. So there's a lot of great stuff in this home. By the way, if you're looking at the color scheme here, and I'm gonna spin back around, you'll notice that we've kind of got chocolate brown with kind of a cream color on the ceiling. This is actually pretty close to the original Cliff May color scheme. And you have to understand where Cliff May came from and how these homes were designed. Cliff May was a huge fan of the California ranch lifestyle. He's called the father of the California ranch house. And so, believe it or not, you're gonna see some like subtle nods to Western culture. And I think that's a big part of it. And by Western culture, I mean like cowboys, Western United States ranch culture. And that was close to the original color scheme. Now in here, they've gone with the green. That, I will tell you, was not the original color scheme. This is the primary bedroom. So I'm gonna walk around and I wanna tell you some cool things about this bedroom. So if you're staring here, right, this is actually a pretty good sized room. And you know, this really broke a trend in the 1950s. You know, you didn't even get an ensuite bathroom most of the time. This was really cutting edge home design. You've got a closet space. We also have an ensuite again, so that was a feature just to get a second bathroom and to have it inside of the primary bedroom. That was really a big deal. But if you stand back here, one of the things I love is that, you know, these are not huge homes, right? These are 1950s sizes, but this room will gladly and easily take a king size bed. And I think that really is sort of the modern standard of functionality in a primary bedroom. So despite the fact that these homes were built in the early 1950s, 1953 for this one, you have really some of these design and functional elements that wouldn't become popular until years later. So I'm going to take you outside. This home is situated on a 5,500 square foot lot. I showed you the beginning. You've got this beautiful courtyard space, and Cliff May was all about having the courtyards. You've got board and batten siding, and if you take a look here, you can see these original doors and windows. Now they've added this sort of like screen covering. I think I might remove that, and that would expose kind of really a nice flagstone patio here. So this is probably one of your main outdoor living areas. I'm going to walk you around the side yard here. So you've got this space as well. And then I'm going to take you in the backyard, and they've done something here that I think I would undo. And that is they put up these little fences and built in sort of this like shed type structure. They really compartmentalized this backyard, but you see the property line actually goes to this fence here, and you are backed up by a nursery right in back of you. But I want you to take a look at all of this space that's actually back here that really isn't used for anything. And I think this is a place where I think you can add a lot of value to a property like this is merely by reconfiguring this space. Now this is kind of a little patio that is on the back side of those secondary bedrooms, those sliding glass doors that we were talking about. So, you know, this is only 5,500 square feet, but one of the things you notice in a lot of the Cliff May homes is that they were designed to create zones of outdoor living. So you're not just gonna get a big backyard. What you're gonna get is different spaces that can have their own functionality in them. And while there's a lot of modifications, and I think honestly a lot of cleanup to do on a house like this house does have great bones. So let's go ahead and let's take a look inside, and I'm gonna give you some of my final thoughts on this home. So let me spin our camera around here. We'll kind of do this from here. Alrighty, so What are the final thoughts? I think I alluded to it a little bit earlier. This is a home that I think is best for the kind of person who dreams of being in this neighborhood, but looks at the prices, especially for the enlarged homes, and says that's just not going to happen for me. This is your backdoor way into an amazing neighborhood where you have a lot of upside potential. And we actually just helped the client do something similar on a home that was honestly in a little bit better condition than this, but a similar size on a huge lot in this neighborhood, one of the largest lots, and that's going to give them an opportunity that they wouldn't otherwise have to be in this neighborhood. If you're interested in more information about this house, I'd be happy to help you. This one is not my listing, and I'd love to give a huge shout out to the seller's agent, Amber Prieto with Golden Eagle Properties. Thank you so much for allowing us to come in and share this home with everyone. But if you've got questions about it, or if you just want to talk about cool houses in general, this is our passion, architectural and unique homes in Southern California. We'd be happy to help. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we will see you again real soon.